Hello, this is Doc Martin. I'm traveling on today to small town America. I'm in Moonshine, Illinois. Well, like I said, I'm in Moonshine, Illinois today. This isn't the biggest city in the world. In fact, let me show you around. Well, that was it. That's the city of Moonshine. Population 2. And Moonshine is famous for the Moonshine Store. Now, I told you when I was in Blessing, Texas, that the name Blessing meant thank God. I don't even want to ask the question about where the town of Moonshine got its name. But I am going to tell you what Moonshine's famous for. Moonshine is famous for hamburgers. The Moon Burger. This little store behind me makes some of the best hamburgers you ever ate in all of your life. And can you believe on one day, they served over 2,000 hamburgers out of this little store. That's pretty fantastic. I get to come up here about once a year. Ken and April Wade pastor the Word of Life Church here. They're graduates of Brownsville Revival School of Ministry, and I'm so proud of them. And they bring me here to Moonshine so that I can eat me a moon burger about once a year. But I'm just one customer. On some days, like I said, they've had more than 2,000 customers. You wouldn't think that a store this small, in this little small place, could see 2,000 customers in one day. And yet they have. You know, a little bit can be a lot. A little place like this can do a big business. And you know, it's even more important in God. Let's make a spiritual application. Little is much when God is in it. God can take almost nothing and turn it into a miracle. I was in Australia. We were at McDonald's and a little boy gave me $2 Australian. That's enough to reach 2 souls in Ethiopia. And he wanted to give that money, his $2, to reach 2 people in Ethiopia. Before we got through that night, a crowd of people in McDonald's began to give money, and they gave over $200 right there in McDonald's. We reached over 200 people in Ethiopia with just that $2 offering that a little boy gave. Jesus tells an even more remarkable story than that. He tells about a woman that didn't have but 2 mites. All she had was 2 mites. I don't know how much money that is in our currency, but I can tell you it's probably less than a penny. That woman put her 2 mites in the offering, and Jesus watched her. And you know what he said? He said that was the biggest offering he'd ever seen. Now, I'm sure Jesus saw people bring thousands of dollars to the temple as they paid their tithes. Big, big offerings. But none of those offerings compared with the 2 mites that that woman gave. She gave all that she had. And little is much when God is in it. Little is much in your life when God is in it. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about your talents and your abilities. If you'll give yourself to God, God will multiply what you give Him, and He will use it greatly. Little things can be big things when God is in it. This little boy brought Jesus his lunch. All he had was a couple pieces of bread and some fish, but he gave it to Jesus. And Jesus placed that gift in his hands, and he blessed it, and he multiplied it. And with that, he fed 5,000 men. That doesn't include the women and children. I don't know how many thousands of people ate because one little boy gave his fish and his bread. Jesus blessed it and multiplied it. He can bless your talents. He can bless your abilities. He can bless your life. He can multiply it and make great things out of almost nothing. Well, you see the Moonshine Store behind me, and you see how small it is. And I told you, they had 2,000 customers in one day. Jesus can do that for you. He can multiply your life, your small talents and your abilities. You say, well, I don't have anything to give to God. Give Him yourself. Give Him your life as an offering. He'll multiply it and bless it. He'll use you. And little can be much when God is in it. Well, that's my message for today from Moonshine, Illinois. And now I'm traveling on.